Welcome to the Senior Network. I'm Becky Davis, and I'm joined today with Natalie Lucas from Optimal Hearing. I can't get it out this morning.
Hey, Becky, how are you today?
Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
So, right before we started taping, we were talking about the new FDA-approved hearing aids.
Big news.
Came in last week, I think, for over-the-counter. Apparently, you don't need a prescription, you don't need a special fitting. I am sure in today's world there's a place for that, and then I'm sure there's not. But let's talk about the good part of it, and then let's talk about how Optimal Hearing can help.
Right. So it's great news for a lot of people. You know, it's estimated that 40 to 60 million people have hearing loss. A huge number of people have hearing loss, but accessibility to hearing aids hasn't been there for everybody. So this over-the-counter ruling is going to be something that fits people with mild to moderate loss. It's very, very similar to right after I turned 40, and all of a sudden I couldn't read my cell phone very well, and I couldn't read the papers. And I thought, something's changing with my eyesight. And I went to the drugstore and got readers.
Right.
This is going to be the readers for people who need hearing loss. And because hearing loss is so connected to brain fitness, this is a really good thing. The best results for people are the people that start early. And so to be able to walk into a drugstore and pick up something and see how it works is going to open up access for people that maybe never had it before.
Right.
And also going to get people started in, trying to help their hearing much, much earlier, maybe in their 50s and 60s instead of waiting
too long. Right.
Absolutely. A lot of times when people show up in my office, by the time there's that realization and by the time that people call the hearing aid office, usually you are not in a mild loss category. You have waited so long and you've been missing bits and pieces of information for so long that you've gotten to a point where maybe you're moderate or moderate severe. So I think this is just going to be a good first stepping stone to keep people's ear health moving forward and to open up accessibility for people who can't afford it.
And like you said, you're a good brain health too at the same time.
Absolutely.
And when you can't hear, you're socially isolated.
Yes.
And now there's a lot of problems that fall behind that.
It's very important, and hearing aids aren't cheap, and so there have been a lot of people who haven't been able to afford them. And the more we open up access for people to be able to hear better, the better it is for everybody.
Good education.
I don't think it's going to stop people showing up at the hearing aid office. There is real value in a professional guiding you through the process. There's real value in it for people who need a stronger hearing aid. I don't think that's going to change.
Yeah, and from what I've read about the FDA approving the over-the-counter hearing aid, like you said before, it's for mild to moderate. Mm-hmm. But just like everything else, things progress, and eventually that moderate becomes, highly impaired hearing, and that's when they come to you.
Right. And like we were saying earlier, once people are going to go in and try them and then realize, whoa, this isn't helping me. I need a professional.
Right.
And there is there's going to continue to be a need for a specialist, for a audiologist, for professional hearing people, just like there are for ophthalmologists. But this will at least open up access to all the people that haven't.
Yeah, I guess one of my concerns about the over-the-counter versus getting a professional fitting is it like one size fits all?
It will have some frequency response.
Okay.
But then when you're looking at going online or, hearing is science, hearing is subjective. We all like to hear differently. Some of us like it loud, some of us like it quiet.
Right.
That's where you cannot replicate a professional. That's where people are still going to need a professional.
Well, I tell you, this has been a wonderful conversation, and I guess the jury's still out. I mean, when are these hearings going to become available?
They should come to market in October.
Okay,
You know,
so
this
we'll
is
know.
something that's been in the works for a very long
Okay.
time, being tossed around in committees, and so people are ready to roll them out.
Okay, well, we will stay tuned.
Yes.
We'll follow their progress,
Absolutely.
and we know that there's an expert here, here in the Beaufort area, and that's
Yes.
you, Natalie, for sure.
Optimal hearing.
That's right, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, and we'll be right back.